Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Is It Me or Is It Everyone? This is one of the episodes that I really hesitated on doing, and I was preparing for a lot, and I was taking a lot of time to execute it. Because when you enter into, I don't know, this content creation, social media thing, what they recommend always, they say go for what's viral or go for what people are asking for or go for what will go kind of famous if you do it. And I felt like the things I was really interested in will never go viral. And this week I lost, I think, 7 or 8 followers, and it kind of bumped me, not made me sad, but bumped me. And I felt maybe the content that I'll always provide or the content I'll always give will not be so likable or understandable or viral for some people. But nevertheless, I'm going to do what I want. That's what I decided. And it doesn't matter how many followers I have or how many followers will I gain or how many followers will I lose. For me, it is the journey. I'm enjoying it. This is my personal kind of space where I talk to you guys and I have fun with you guys and I interact with you even though it's 10 followers. So, after this introduction, let's start our episode. Okay, everybody, so today I brought my note, my dates, my information, and we're gonna answer the questions. Am I a good person? Or I am a bad person that was not put in the situation where I had to be bad? And it is a question I've always asked myself, like through my life. Am I a kind, generous, nice person to others because I am that way from inside, that's my personality? Or it is because this is what my environment around me, the people, the social context has encouraged me to be? And I used to also ask the questions, this mostly to the people also around you. Do you believe like you're a good person, or is just because we have to be good to each other? And it comes under a lot of terms like fake social context or acquaintances or colleagues that we're gonna go in depth. But before that, I have to say from my side is I believe 100% that I have a bad side of me. If I'm pushed to a corner or somebody bothers me, that it will come up. And even if I had, for example, in a situation to defend my child from any danger, then I will reach the extent of anything. So that part is there in my belief. And this is what we call here in social psychology, started by Mr. Kurt Lewin, the power of situation. Meaning, it is the situation that shapes our behavior. It is the people around us that makes us who we are. It's not our personality. It's not this is who I am. It is what you are born to listen to, what you are encouraged to do, what you hear that is praised around you. So in this power of situation concept started in the 1930s, the ideology or the history behind it was that Kurt Lewin was a Nazi refugee. He escaped the Hitler system, the massacre, and he was thinking that is politicians really bad people for causing such tyranny systems, such horrible crimes, killing, no mercy at all, or they are that way because their social circle or the people around them has compelled them to be. So basically, to explain it more or a little bit more in depth, here we can say that our behavior can be altered by social context. As for example, me in one room alone now is not the same person in a room with another 10 people that I know, not the same person in a room with 10 people that I know and I'm comfortable with. So it is the people that are around us and the entourage that we are in is actually who we are. Kurt Lewin believed also that behavior is personality plus environment. Meaning, what does that mean? So basically, he says all of us have constant and certain qualities that exist there in us. And these qualities, and I don't know what you call it, personal traits, I think, will always be constant. They won't change. But they may adapt to the place that we are in. For example, let's say I'm a kind person, okay? And I go into a room where everybody's just being mean to each other and they're calling each other names, they're being rude to each other. In the beginning, I'll just feel discomfort. But then if I see that it's normal and it gets repeated, then I'm going to start adapting that behavior. As in, the discomfort first is my personality fighting back what I believe that is wrong. And then it comes this power of situation, my situation or my social context or the room that I'm in has changed the way I think or had made me feel that if I don't do this, then that, sorry, English is my second language, that I don't belong in this group. So basically here, there was two experiences done to prove this. One of them I think is very famous. It's called the Pilgrim experience, and one of them is called the Zimbabwe experience, prison experience. We'll see them together per day. So let me just open my notes because I have a very weak memory. Okay. So here we have two experiences. We have the Stanley Milgram one, and we have the Philip Zimbabwe one. And it's experiences that dazzle me. I heard about them before and I watched a lot of videos in YouTube, but I didn't know from where it came, like what is the roots of it, until recently when I saw a reel on Instagram. In the same book, imagine the coincidence, in the same book that I'm reading also, the same concept came. So I was like, this is a sign for me to talk about it. So these two experiences consist of what? The first one is, I think my note fell. It's the Stanley Milgram. So the Stanley Milgram experiences consisted of what? They took two parties. One is a teacher and one is a student. The student is sitting inside behind a glass door and the teacher is outside near a machine. If the teacher clicks the button, then the student gets electrically shocked. Okay, on the side there's a supervisor that will tell him if the student got the word right or wrong. So the teacher has to tell a sequence of words and the student has to repeat them. In that machine where they give them electric shocks, it reached a point where it started ringing red and it's saying it's dangerous, meaning you have to stop. And they said to the teacher, which is a non-participant in the experience, that even though this is dangerous, you have to click it if they keep getting wrong. So both the supervisor and the student were a part of the experience, meaning the student had no harm, he will not be electrified, but the teacher was giving the perception that he will. In the first time, all of the participants showed hesitance when it reached danger point, meaning they didn't want to click anymore because the students started screaming relentlessly like they're gonna die. But again, by the pressure of the experiment man who is next to him, the supervisor, when he kept saying, continue, you participated, imagine all of them ended up clicking the button, even though it showed danger, even though the student behind the glass was screaming his lungs out. That means these people who came in the context of normal people, they were employees, teachers, doctors, they were people who lived in our society. When they were giving social pressure that was not so big, it made them change so much. And they made them put somebody's life in risk because they felt they are compelled to. Again, they were not under a gun, nobody threatened that they'll kill them. It was just this supervisor saying, you have to do it, you subscribe to this experience, you have to do it. They did it. They watched somebody get in agony. So that is how their behavior and personality got changed in a social context. For the second experience that also proved Kurt Lewin is ideology is called the Zimbabwe prison experience. And my God, this experience, you have to watch a video about it if you want. I'll link it down. So basically here, Philip Zimbabwe decided that he wants to do a stimulation of a prison, and all the participants in this stimulation are college students. None of them is a criminal. None of them is a refugee. None of them is a serial killer. All of them are kind, calm, college, civilized students that are pursuing higher good education and volunteer to participate. So this experience had a stimulation of a prison, and there was two groups, guards and prisoners. So one group of the student volunteers to be guard, and one group of the students volunteer to be the prisoners. This experience was supposed, I think, to last exactly 2 weeks, 14 days, keep in mind. And it ended only after 6 days. Why is that? Let me take a guess. I'll let you guys take a guess. Why? Yep, it turned too violent because the guards absorbed the role of tyrants so much, even though they were equal with the prisoners, even though both of them were college students going to the same college, that they ended up showing extreme violence towards their colleagues or the participant. And oppositely also, these who played prisoners showed amazing behavior and attitude of submissiveness. Meaning, they know that they go to college with them, they know that they're equal to them, they know an experience, but because they lived in that context of a prison guard supervisor, then them also, they started becoming completely obedient. They broke down. A lot of them had an anxiety attack. They started entering into depression. They were taking all of that humiliation, beaten and all, with a happy smile and open chest, no resistance, nothing. Again, this dazzles me. Why? Because why did they have to take it? Why didn't they fight back? Because somebody simply said, this is a guard and you're a prisoner and you have to do it. That's why I'm a personal believer, through reading all of these terms and seeing all of these things, that it is the people around us that shapes who we are. So we have to be very extremely selective about who we make close to us. For me also, I believe that a human being is like a white sheet through their lives. So that white sheet, each time somebody will come, they'll come with a pen and they'll just make a line, and then the other person will make a line, because we observe, we talk, we listen. So unconsciously we'll absorb what they are doing. It's not true saying, oh, I'll hang around with him or I'll hang around with her and nothing is gonna happen. This is me, I'll just isolate myself. So if we are around people who are disciplined, we will think that discipline is the right thing. If we are around people who are kind, we will think kind people are, or kindness is the correct thing. Okay, so what I believe from reading all of this and seeing it is that social situations or social entourage or the places where we choose to put ourselves to has to be a priority in our lives. And you can see also scientifically it is proved. One of the other experiences also that was supporting this theory is, do you know that artists and bikers both perform around 40% better when there's an audience in front of them? Meaning, if they all feel that they are observed, there's encouragement, there's people, then their performance, they become more competitive, more performative, they put more effort into it. Again, why? It's the social context. So this Curtin Lewin, after he established this, of course, a lot of experiences after that happened. But to summon it up for you guys, or to do a small conclusion for this short video, is that if you are, we have a proverb in Arabic, okay? من خالط الفحام نال سواده ومن خالط العطار نال عطره, or something like this. So it basically says, whoever goes with a coal man will get the blackness, and whoever goes with a perfume man will get the good smell. So for young kids or teenagers, or even for us adults, do not think that because somebody is doing something wrong, or because somebody is doing things that destroy them, and you are hanging around them all the time, will not eventually transfer to you or will not come to you. Of course, there is exception with people who with great personalities, but according to psychology, there is no exceptions. All of us are humans, wired in the same way. For me, I feel there is some people who are very immune to these things, but just be very selective to who you want to be around, and choose optimistic people who can push you forward. That's why we see, for example, big footballers, inventors, and all, most of the times, they will all hang around in groups where there is also people who are achieving, or businessmen, not because they like it, or not because, oh, these people are pleasing, but because they have the same objective and they push themselves through the same road, and they have the same drive towards things. So their social context or social group or entourage also influences them in a way. I think that's it for our video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't want to make it so long. It's a small video of a term that I really like. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Bye.